basically we're promoting this massive adventure company, and you are the man of the hour in terms of adventures. And we were just kind of wondering what really inspires you to go on these adventures and to travel and to see as much as you have seen.
It's a good question. I'm not sure. No, I think it's because my dad, really. I don't know if anyone knows, but my dad is a film director. He directed films like Deliverance, Excalibur, Hope and Glory, Emerald Forest, and all sorts of loads and different films. And they were all over the world, and from the South Pacific to South Carolina to Brazil to things. So, and we went everywhere with him.
Oh, you went with him.
Yeah, and then we were always in his movies. I was in Deliverance. So I remember Dad's driver taught me how to shoot a handgun at 4 years old. So hanging out the window, shooting signposts, and being in the South Pacific or Brazil and all these places. And so I was always working with my father. And I think he was just sort of getting free labor, really, cheap labor. I remember for Deliverance, if you said if you go and sit there, I'll give you a tricycle. So I was like, oh, okay. But and I think from him, and then when I carried on, I was sort of an actor really when I started, and I then started making movies, but I was choosing movies for their location, not really for the script, and so this is probably one of my career.
So you've always had an adventurous spirit.
Yeah, and I think from him and then from early age, and then I met my wife and we went to Australia together, Africa, all over the world when I was making films together. And now, I make these TV shows and my kids come and meet me after each trip, and they go from Cape Town to Kenya to Japan to wherever I end up. The kids come along, and so I think it's very important to instill that.
And how do you prepare for these kind of things? I mean, is there a routine?
Just get lots of people to do it all for you. I'm a great believer in delegation.
I mean, is there anything you
well, I think for all the TV shows that we've done with Ewan or with Russ, Malcolm or myself, we've all between us we've come up with the idea. We've gone and found the money. We've pitched the ideas. Gone to the TV stations, convince people to give you the money and the commission, and that's not easy. When you think of how many people are trying to do the same thing. So that's the first hurdle, and then once you get the money, then it's like, oh shit, we're going to do it. And then if you do go on an adventure and you film it, then then you've got all sorts of other problems like visas and work permits, and film permits, regional film permits. And when you go to Russia, every region you have to have a letter from every region. You have to have a title sponsor. The title sponsor has to be Russian. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And then the logistics of filming everything is a big thing. So it's a real job, really.
Yeah, for sure.
But
in terms of kind
it's
of
great fun as well. At the same time, I mean, it's not.
It's
not a job.
I mean, in terms of though dealing with like extreme cold or extreme heat, like you've had to in the past, is there anything you'd say like that really gets you through it? When you're.
See, I don't mind that. See, when we trained with the ex-SAS guys, and we had to do this hostile environmental training stuff for the BBC, it was a brilliant thing to do, and I advise anybody to go and do it. And it teaches you how to survive. It teaches you how you react to borders, all sorts of stuff. It's really good. And they said that if you can survive, all the preparation, then the journey's easy. And he's right. And that's the one thing you have to remember is that you spend all that time trying to get you to do your journey. It doesn't matter who you are. If it's a week, or 10 days, or a month, or a year, you spend all that effort trying to get it going. You've got to remember to. It's easy to forget to enjoy it.
Just rushing towards a destination.
It doesn't matter if you don't make it that night. If you end up sleeping in the car, does it really matter? And the thing that I've noticed over the years is that it's not the things that go well and without a hitch that you remember. It's the things that go wrong.
For sure.
The breakdowns, the bits where you get in a dodgy situation with some guy with a who's demanding money off you, and you find yourself arguing with him. And you think, well, what am I arguing with?
Exactly.
But it's all those things you remember.
And And is there anything you miss, like whilst you're away, or something that you always take with you? I mean, aside from, as you're saying, the family that come and meet you.
No, of course it is the family, but no, I mean, it's funny, you fantasize about food a lot. And you was going through Africa and Mongolia and all different places, there's not much food around. People are very self-sufficient. So the food you can buy in shops is not great.
So you're on rations.
So you're on rations, and then you get those bottom of the bag stuff, and it makes you poo and orange.
Lovely.
It's not very nice.
Yeah.
So you fantasize about it. I fantasize very specifically about one particular meal, which I don't really have much of here, which is bruschetta, which is like a wind-dried beef. It's Italian.
Yeah.
Roquette with shaved parmesan, olive oil and balsamic, and squeeze of lemon. That's what
It's on your mind.
It's on my mind. That and an American Express, American Hot, cheese.
And so you're off to Canada in the next few days.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, you're planning on going all over Canada and seeing all the different provinces.
Yeah, a lot of different, most of the provinces, nearly all of them, and all sorts of different things from really fun, extreme stuff to really stuff all about Indigenous people and all sorts of stuff. So a real kind of mix of stuff. And it'd be interesting to be just in one country for once.
In
a country where you can speak English.
Yeah, and see the variation.
Speak French.
Yeah, and see the variation presumably as well between the northern provinces and heading over to the west coast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all down by just on the edge of Montana there, where there's all the prohibitions, all the tunnels that they used to smuggle all the booze from Canada. So it has an amazing history. Then even in Newfoundland, it was only 1950 odd that they got the independence from Britain, and there was a big fishing. There's a big fishing community where all our cult came from. And stuff. So there's a lot of history between the Scots and the Canadians, and so I'm looking forward to it. I don't know that much about Canada. So.
Find out.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find out lots about it. But and is there anything you've really learned through all your years of travelling that you think like, yes, this is if I hadn't been on this trip, this is what I know about myself, or this is how I know to handle myself in a certain situation? Is there one thing in particular you could?
No. Yeah, there is loads. I mean, I think you really do, when you're travelling and stuff, you really do look into your sort of self. You see your mistakes, and you hope that you can. I think I'm much more tolerant now. I think I was very patient. I used to be called short fuse when I was a kid, and I've kind of got a handle on that now, and so I'm much more relaxed. I have a huge faith in humanity from having travelled. And you hear terrible things about places. I mean, there's terrible things going on in Libya at the moment. When we went through there a few years ago, there's people's impressions then of like this tyranny and this torture, terrible things going on all the time. But when you go there, it's not as bad.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they never report good news, do they?
And certainly, I'm sure it all goes on. We stopped in villages and places, and we were made to feel incredibly at home. People were incredibly friendly, and from Egypt and Sudan, some of the loveliest people, beautiful people.
And how did you find it riding through the deserts?
Hot.
Yeah.
Really hot. Yeah. And it's great. It's what you want. It's what you fantasize when you're planning the trip. You fantasize about being baking hot, riding through the desert with tar that's melting underneath your wheels, and then you get it, and it's great. And you're lying there, in the middle of the night with just a mosquito net tent, and looking at this just the most incredible stars you've ever seen in your life, and it's baking hot. And you just got a little silk liner on to sleep in. It's brilliant.
I imagine. And
then you wake up. I remember once we camped really late and it was dark, and we woke up in the morning. We somehow came off the road and managed just to find ourselves right in the middle of these 3 huge brick kilns. Where they make these bricks out of mud. And they cover them, and then they make them in kilns, and then we woke up and we'd hear this noise, and there was all these guys all looking down at us.
sure. So what are you looking forward to most about Canada?
I think I'm really keen to get up into the Rocky Mountains and get out into the wilderness and portaging and kayaking and there's a possibility of mountain heli mountain biking.
Oh, cool.
And then we're going to go up and spend a bit of time with Indigenous people and who still live relatively how they used to and stuff. And these experience.
Yeah,
it's like,
and certainly coming, onto the ice sheets and things like that.
Yeah, and then we're going to go and watch. Going to go swimming with them in the Minke whales.
Oh, nice.
We're going to go off to the icebergs where all these icebergs are floating away at the moment and stuff. So there's going to be some real good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Jealous?
And I'm very jealous.
Especially over there.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly we do.
You get straps a lot, I'm sure.
Not as much as we hope, but once in a while we get to go away and do awesome trips, so it's really good to see.
Where were you last time?
Last place I was in Tokyo, before the unfortunate disaster, but I love Tokyo. It's the most incredible, surreal, out-of-this-world place.
Yeah, on my last trip, by the means, we travelled right from the bottom all the way up through the top to Tokyo. It was kind of because when you drive around the countryside, people see Japan as Tokyo.
Yeah,
and
it's not.
It's not at all.
And it's really stunningly beautiful countryside place.
So where did you land in Tokyo? Where did you first start off from?
Japan.
Japan.
Right at the very bottom. So we took a boat from where did we go? We were in the Philippines.
From the south.
Where all the fighting was in the Second World War, where the Americans first landed.
There's little islands.
Yeah, that was right at the very bottom. Anyway, I can't remember now. It's gone out of my head.
It's crazy one thing.
And then just travelled all the way up through, popped on through the islands, and then onto the mainland. Went to Hiroshima for the anniversary, which was quite humbling. I spoke to this lady who.
Did you meet her? She's the last survivor now.
One of the last survivors. Yeah, she's still quite young.
Yeah.
And she told terrific stories. It was horrible. I think every politician should go to Hiroshima for that. And every politician should have a listen to what went on there and how disgracefully people behaved afterwards. And I think they'd all give up listening to the thing.
Is that all the time?
Yeah, sorry, just because I know you've got to go. We've got one more guy who wants to talk to you.